I've gotten a few requests on how I set up my rifle scrim, so today I'm going to do a quick demonstration. Let's do it. So first of all, why rifle scrim? And the answer is pretty simple. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, whether you're hunting or in the theater of combat or airsofting. It's just the more camouflage, the merrier. It's better to be undetected. So to start off, the base I run is a low pro apparel rifle scrim. It's a scope scrim and a rifle snake. As always, I'll drop all of the links in the description below. The scope scrim is pretty straightforward. You just wrap it around the scope. Just make sure you don't cover up the rangefinder if you have it, or the objective lens, or any essential controls, and that's about all there is to it. Over time, I've found it better to use multiple parts as opposed to one really long piece, because it's just easier to take on and off and have it where you need it depending on what you're doing. As for the ghillie snake, I typically run it just on the front end to keep all of the controls more open and easily accessible, unless I know it's going to be just prolonged sitting and zero movement. Then you can wrap more of the weapon. You just don't want to cover up important stuff like the action, the trigger, the safety selector, bolt, release, anything that's a button, anything that's supposed to move. Try not to cover that, or it's going to impede you in the field. The next step, and in my opinion the most important, is to add local veg. Look around and decide what the most common natural vegetation is and start picking it and adding it to your rifle scrim, pretty much here and there sporadically until the entire thing is undetectable. The point of this isn't for it to be easy or look perfect or cool. It's for it to be gone. When I'm hunting starlings, they know when I have a gun. Humans are smarter than birds, so if someone can see your weapon, then they know you're a threat. Whereas if you are just a bush, or you're just holding a bush, you know, that gives you a split-second advantage. Another thing is, like, depending on what kind of enemy you're facing, if it's a modern near-peer threat with rules of engagement, then it's harder to get positive identification that you're a threat with a weapon if your weapon is not a weapon, if you know what I mean. So again, make sure your veg and your scrim is not in front of your objective lens, your flashlight, or your rangefinder, or whatever you got on there. And if you don't have a suppressor wrap, make sure you don't get any plastic or whatever you're wrapping your rifle with on your can, or it's going to melt on there. This works on unpainted items. If you just really don't want to paint something, scrim is a good way to make it camo. But you're going to have the best outcome if you start off with a camo base, so paint your rifles, guys. And as far as taking it all off, pretty much just do everything you just did, but in reverse. But that about does it for the rifle scrim portion. Scrim it, set it down, walk away from it, see what it looks like, play with it a little bit, practice, do it in different environments with different vegetations. Make a couple different setups, DIY, buy whatever you need to make this stuff. It's fun, honestly. Try it out. Tag me in your guys' pictures. I want to see your rifles before and after. Don't forget about your flashlights either, guys. Add a little bit of scrim to those, whether it's on your helmet or on your weapon. Those guys need some camouflage too. And lens caps. I also have a cool video on a DIY kill flash. I will link that at the end of the video. Oh, and don't forget about tripod scrim. And that's just about all I have for you guys on rifle scrim, guys. If I missed anything, or if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you there. Otherwise, see you next time. Hey guys, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe. Tell your buddies about the page, help it grow word of mouth, and if you really want to support the channel, check out the Patreon. Got some extra spicy content on there. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. This is North Idaho, and take it easy.